welcome to
Manic Pixie Dream Ghouls.
Manic Pixie Dream Ghouls. So I have the reins this week, and we are going to talk about one of my favorite cryptids, Pukwudgies. I'm wearing my Pukwudgie shirt. Yeah, little
cute.
demon trickster motherfuckers.
Mm.
I love Pukwudgies. I don't really know why. I don't know why I like them so much, but I really like them, like a lot. They're so mean. Maybe
They're
that's why.
so fucking mean.
They
But I
are.
think
They're
it's
really
like,
mean.
they're not mean to people I want them to be mean to. It's like if they
No.
took their shit out on people who wronged society, I'd be like, fine. If Pukwudgies want to fuck with Mitch McConnell all day, have at it.
Yeah.
But you're doing it to innocent people, so we're not cool.
Yeah. Like, I'm just trying to go for a hike. You're trying to ruin my life.
Thank you.
Okay. So to start off, there's like a little bit of context that you need to like fully understand Pukwudgies and what they are, because they are one of many indigenous creatures. And they're found in a lot of lore from across the country, a lot of indigenous lore. And I'm going to focus specifically on the lore of the Wampanoag people. The Wampanoag tribe is native to Massachusetts. Specifically, like if you know where the Bridgewater Triangle is, it's the bottom right corner of the Bridgewater Triangle is where Pukwudgie country technically is. And I didn't memorize any of this. I'm usually pretty good at it, but I don't want to mess up. So I was like, I'm going to read just straight off my notes.
I have to write everything, yeah.
Everybody just bear with me. So basically, Pukwudgies, do you want to show your photos that you printed out?
Let me decide.
Pukwudgies.
These are very professionally done photos that I printed out on the work computer. I'm going to show Pukwudgie number 1 with my notes, okay?
Okay, so I'm going to describe him. So this Pukwudgie is very like hedgehog-like, but with a very aggressive face. And Pukwudgies in general are like known to be like gnome-like. They're like small in stature and like real cranky. And in like indigenous lore, they're known as like tricksters and very mischievous. And this guy right here that you're showing me looks like he has like a penchant for throwing rocks at small children.
And he's the only one I saw that had a tail. Do they typically have a tail?
To my knowledge, no. But Pukwudgies also have a shape-shifting aspect to them.
Okay.
And it kind of it varies from like tribe to tribe and from like person to person what they can and cannot shapeshift into. But the general consensus is that they can at least shapeshift into hedgehogs. And hedgehogs have tails. So that kind of makes sense for this guy to have a tail because he is mostly a hedgehog. This looks like a chia pet.
He really does look like a chia pet. An upsetting
It really
one.
does. Or like a Furby. It's like a Furby with a human face.
Yes, which is horrible. And my note on him is, you can read that one.
It says, Kenzie, hello. It is Sunday night and I hate this. Sarah.
That's how I feel about him.
Yeah, that's like, I've never seen any like eyewitness descriptions of them shapeshifted as hedgehogs. Like I've never read any reports of people actually seeing them in their hedgehog form. But I would assume it probably looks something.
Just a hedgehog.
Exactly, because to my knowledge, at least, when things can shapeshift, they like fully shapeshift, you know, and don't just like have like a person face.
Yeah.
But one of the other things that people describe about Pukwudgies is they have like spines coming out of their back, like pokey, like quills, like porcupine quills almost. Like sticking out of their back, and that's like a really like key aspect to like what they look like. But I don't know. I mean, like I'll get into like my experiences with Pukwudgies after.
Are the porcupine quills independent of the hedgehog shapeshifting? Is that just part of their basic form that they have these quills kind of going on?
I think so. I think they might. I mean, to me, they look more like porcupine quills than like hedgehog little pointies.
Yeah, they really do.
Yeah, but I think kind of maybe to be true. And also like there are very few, I don't know. I don't want to say there are very few because there are 0 like actual photos of Pukwudgies. So it's like mostly just like people's like perception of them that we see in pictures. So I don't know. There are like tales of some pukwudgies that are not mischievous and are like really like benign and like try to help people and like just like real general pals, just like want to hang out and like be your friend, maybe like lead you to mushrooms that you're foraging or something. The general consensus is that they are not trying to do that and they want to ruin your life.
No, if I met a nice one and he was like, "Oh, eat this," I'd be like, "Absolutely not," because I'm
Yeah,
gonna
like,
assume
I
you're
just
trying to
don't.
trick me,
Yeah,
and I'd probably
basically.
offend him. But like, I don't care, sir. No.
Yeah. Well, yeah, and it's like at that point, like, well, I guess you might want to be careful though, because they've been known to shoot poison darts at people.
Okay. So I'll say, no, thank you.
I respectfully decline. I do not want to eat your mushroom.
Oh, how many times have you said that?
Too many to count. So, so according to Wampanoag lore, basically the Pukwudgies started out as like friends of humans, and they were all cool. We were all chilling. We all coexisted peacefully, and everything was fine. They would occasionally help people with small tasks, things that had to do with gathering, because they reside in the forest, and that's kind of their domain, so they know what's going on. But there is a deity in the Wampanoag lore called Moshup, who is a giant. And Moshup and his family of giants came into the picture, and the humans basically were like, okay, well, this guy is it, you know, like he's huge. He's got all these family members. He's very cool. And they kind of shifted their attention from being super into being close to the Pukwudgies to kind of totally only praising Moshup and his family. And the humans seeing Moshup as a deity kind of struck a nerve with the Pukwudgies. So basically, the Pukwudgies weren't happy with that. They were not cool with that.
Who
they
would
kind of
be?
felt replaced. Yeah,
Who
I can
would be?
understand.
That's so
I can
rude.
sympathize. Yeah. So they felt a
I'm
little
starting to
bit
be on their
betrayed.
side.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, fuck that. That's like, who are you, sir? Where'd you come from? You're tall.
You're tall? How
Congratulations.
dare you? Yeah, Pukwudgies are like 3 feet tall. Also, they're teeny tiny, little babies.
And what is his name again?
Moshup.
So, like, for a comparison of us, when people do meet us, I am the Pukwudgie to your Moshup.
Yes, very much
Yes.
so.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. We'll have to get some name tags.
Hopefully, we don't have that dynamic. People don't
I
like
don't
have
think
the
that we
dynamic
will.
with us.
I don't think that we will, but like, I'm just saying, I wish I was tall. I mean, that's why I'm kind of like salty toward him. Like, I just want to be really like a tall person.
You
It's
really
fine.
are. Like, you are the Pukwudgie of the situation right now.
I know. Okay.
Okay, so basically, once the humans started to praise Moshup and kind of direct all their attention at him, the Pukwudgies felt very slighted about it, and they totally lashed out and kind of went from being these really helpful, benevolent little creatures to just like trying to fuck with everybody's day all the time. They just like, they were known to like throw rocks at people, shoot poisonous darts at them. They'd push you if you were like near a cliff, they'd push you off. So you just like stumble and die.
So you're like
they were like,
and then like
yeah. They like chitter behind you, pitter patter up and just push you. They were not having it, and they started getting real mean, and it got to a point where Moshup and his family decided they were going to exile the Pukwudgies. So they were like, get the fuck out of here. They exiled them across the country to like the West Coast, and for like a brief period of time, the Wampanoag people lived in peace from the Pukwudgies and got to just vibe out with Moshup with no repercussions.
But how pissed were these Pukwudgies?
They were fucking pissed, dude.
Let me tell you the next one. Because this guy, I think this one who I compared to, this is what I look like when I leave work. This man has been through it. This is him after his relocation.
It's a loincloth guy. All right, I'll describe this.
Okay.
He has basically a mullet of like hedgehog pines and a loincloth. He's shaped like an egg, but he also looks like Tim Allen.
He does look like Tim Allen. Oh my God, he does. I couldn't place it. That's like, this is Tim Allen.
Yeah, that's Holy Tim Allen as a Pukwudgie, for sure. I like your notes a lot. I like the one that just says butt.
Sick mullet. We've got sick mullet. We've got butt. Feet. What is this? I think now that you said it, I think that's him throwing a rock. I think
that almost looks like fire, maybe.
And then I said, I'm sorry, what the fuck? Loincloth. Is he on drugs?
Potentially. Maybe.
But it's Tim Allen, so we already know.
Yeah.
All right.
That is Tim Allen as a Pukwudgie. Right. So, after the Pukwudgies were exiled to the other side of the country, they were rip shit, as I'm sure you can imagine. Somebody from the depths of Boston would say, they were wicked pissa. No, that's not that. That's not how you use that. Sorry.
Wicked pissa. How does it sound? Pissa. I've never met someone from Boston that I know of. So.
You shouldn't.
Said it. Sorry, Boston.
You know what? I like Boston, but when you find like a true Boston accent, it's like,
is it like lobster?
Lobster.
Wicked piss lobster.
Wicked piss lobster. Anyway, the Pukwudgies made their way back. They came back. They came back with a vengeance, and I'm going to let you go ahead and guess what they did when they came back. Take a guess.
I'm going to say that I think the Pukwudgies may have committed a hate crime.
Yeah, basically.
No, wait, shut up.
They murdered Mashup and his family.
Guys, we gotta chill out.
Yeah. Well, I feel like I can kind of understand. Maybe not full on murder.
The family, though, just Masha. You don't have to.
Well, the family conspired about it. They all helped. They were part of this. I think Mashup had 5 sons. I believe that. And his wife, I'm going to say this wrong, and I apologize in advance, Squanit, I believe.
Okay. Squanit.
They were all part of it. They all conspired, and they sent those little fuckers across the country.
So, like, was his family, like, were they adult children? Are we talking, like little kids?
It's unclear to me. I'm not really sure.
Because, like, in my mind, I'm picturing, like, an Anastasia, like, Romanov's, Rasputin, shoot him up kind of thing. Like Rasputin's not involved. Yeah. We'll talk about him. But I'm picturing like, you know, like they take all the kids from their beds and like fucking shoot them and stuff. And it's making me kind of sad.
I never found any like full details about how the Pukwudgies killed them, just that they killed them. So I think it would be interesting to look into and maybe see what their choice of murder method was.
I would have really liked, I mean, if they throw rocks, it seems like they would have just framed them with a rock.
Maybe, but they're also, you know, cool. Mashup was like 8 feet tall and they were like 3 feet tall. So it'd be like three Pukwudgies in a trench coat. Maybe. On a poison dart. I don't really know.
I'm going to go ahead and say that's what happened. 3 Pukwudgies apiece got into multiple trench coats. And what time period are we talking?
Like probably like 1600s.
Wow, they didn't have any cool weapons. Okay, so 3 Pukwudgies apiece got into a trench coat. They made a Muppet Man, Pukwudgie Man, and they like threw rocks at them somehow. Or they have poison darts. Poison darts is probably what really did it. Poison darts.
Yeah, I would think they would need a lot of poison though to kill a giant.
Not if you hit him in the right place.
Well, is it like alcohol though, or like some people need less?
Or they like put it like right into like a major blood vessel.
Oh,
I don't know how
accurate they have the
like were.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking is like, do you think their aim is like accurate enough to be able to like go straight for the jugular and like...
Let me go to my research. This one, no. This one never did anything wrong in his fucking life.
Looks like it came straight out of Adventure Time.
I love him so much. He's
oh my god. If you're listening to this on the podcast version, I urge you to go to the YouTube version and look at what Sarah is showing me.
Instagram, he's so fucking cute. Okay, so my notes on him, because we're bad mouthing Pukwudgies, and I'm starting to kind of feel bad for them. My notes on this.
It's honestly a terrible idea. We're gonna get fucked up later. Like, just
if this one shows up, I'll feed him applesauce. So I said, low key, this one is cute. Looks like baby. How does it pee and poop? Teeth equals bat boy. What does this say? Who clips his? Oh, this is okay. Who clips his nails and trims his hair? For any of the Pukwudgies.
Okay, so I don't.
They have human fingers.
They have human fingers, yes, but I don't think that they have hair. I think it's just quills.
Okay. Well, that takes care of part of my question, but the fingers.
As far as the nails, I mean, so I know that you've never been to Freetown Fall River State Forest. That is where I have. That's where my Pukwudgie investigation is centered. But there are a lot of rocks there, and I think they maybe just file their nails on the rocks.
Okay, fine.
Okay, but also one time when I was hiking there, we came across this. It was in the middle of one of my investigations. We came across this tree that was next to a bench in like the middle of one of the like shorter trails. I think it was like 2 miles long, and there were a bunch of scratches in the tree. Like a bunch, like something like went to town scratching this tree. And there was also like a bag of hair and bones and like a bunch of like ritual, like clearly somebody did a ritual at this tree, but maybe they just scratched the trees.
Pukwudgie pedicure.
I also have a theory that I want to come back to that I'm not gonna say right now, but you have to remind me to come back to it. Okay. So let's do a little sponsor moment real quick.
Since we're wearing our shirts. Strangology. The man, this shit. Look. Okay.
I have the homestay cryptid.
Oh, it's so fucking cute. Is it a tank top?
Yes, it is a tank top.
Oh, that's so cute.
It's very soft. It's probably the softest shirt I own. It's very comfortable. I'm very excited to wear it all summer.
It's so freaking cute. And I have my cryptids. We've got Bigfoot, Nessie, Chupacabra, and Mothman. It's kind of like a Ramon style. I think I talked about it last week. I traded him this for one of my cups because I was like, this is my favorite shirt you make. And I ordered the wrong size on another one. So it's so fucking cute. It's so soft, so comfy. I think I'm gonna make this my whole wardrobe now, like not even joking. I love every single shirt he's ever made, and I would like to own all of them. It's like my goal in life. And you should make a shirt. Listen, I'll make it. No one else with this fucker. Somebody. I love him. Okay. Jesus. We love you, Strangology. And yes, Pukwudgies. Meh. So it's strange.ology on Instagram. FYI.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'll put a little caption on the bottom. Don't you worry.
Oh yeah, you do put captions. Okay, awesome. Yes. We love.
Yes. Okay. So back to Pukwudgies. I don't know if you will be pleased or disappointed to know that Pukwudgie sightings continue literally up until now. Like there are current Pukwudgie sightings in the year 2021 in the Freetown Fall River area in Massachusetts. Yeah. And I did this research in 2020. This is all from 2020.
Color coded. That's fucking awesome.
Oh yeah, my notebook is like.
Hell yeah.
I don't know what the colors mean anymore, but
they mean something.
There's something. They're color coded.
They mean something.
But I'm going to read you a couple eyewitness descriptions, and these ones are actually all from 2020. Okay. These ones are from last year. So I purposely chose ones that were recent because this is a case where there are recent sightings.
It's so spooky, so spooky. Okay.
Okay. So this eyewitness sighting comes from a woman named Joan, and she described it as being like a troll, 2 feet high with pale gray skin and hair on its arms and on the top of its head. Its torso made up the majority of its body, and it had very short legs, deep green eyes, large lips, and a canine-looking nose. And this one was crazy because this woman was like convinced that the Pukwudgie followed her home, which is a thing that a lot of people report.
because you've said that you feel like they target you in your home.
Yeah.
And now I'm wondering, like, if we're talking about them, is it like skinwalkers where you talk about them and they like appear, like they show up in your life?
I don't think necessarily. I think you have to have an encounter with them before they start fucking with you.
Okay.
But pukwudgies are known basically by everyone who is like aware of pukwudgies or has ever had an encounter with them to follow you home. And I have not really like tested how far they can go, but at least with my experiences living about 2 hours away from East Freetown and Fall River and that area, I feel like maybe there's no limit. The limit does not exist.
Well, the fact that they could go from, whenever, what's his name again? Mashup. Whenever he exiled them and they went how fucking far, like, I don't understand exactly how they're traveling. Like, I don't think they're in little covered wagons. Like, they probably have some kind of
I think they just
supernatural
run.
element.
You think they're like...
So saying. How?
Okay. Well, no. So I think they travel. I think you're right about them having like some sort of supernatural element because one of the things that's reported alongside with Pukwudgie sightings is like balls of light kind of bouncing down the trails, especially in Freetown Fall River State Forest. It is literally a bunch of hiking trails. And one of the biggest things that people report is little balls of light that just appear out of the brush and like kind of bounce down, and like people have reported their dogs finding them and like chasing the balls of light just for it to turn into a pukwudgie at the end of the trail. So like that's like not actually, that's a pretty good theory.
So has a dog ever like eaten one?
Not that I know of. I'm gonna say probably not. I feel like with their ability to like turn into a ball of light, I feel like they've probably
they're probably like,
being eaten by a dog.
They yeet out of there.
Zoop. So the reason why I brought up that they have been known to like follow people home is that this woman, Joan, who gave us that eyewitness description, reported that she was seeing pukwudgies in her windows at her home for months afterwards. And she like saw it in the woods. She went home afterwards, forgot all about it, and then it started knocking on her windows and on her doors.
That's fucking terrifying. The thought of, and we talked about this on our live last week, the thought of looking out my fucking window and seeing anything that is not supposed to be there, much less a little fucking pukwudgie, even the cute baby one, I would be very, very traumatized. Like I think like freaked out by that. Jesus.
You ever like looked outside and seen like a deer or something? I think like looking outside and seeing anything, it's so scary. There was one time when I first moved into this apartment, and like I've mentioned this a lot of times, there was a swamp like at the other edge of my parking lot. It's like
a creepy old man ghost.
Yeah, I don't know what he is. It's like 30 feet away from my front door. And there was one time when I first moved in that it was like 11 p.m. I was starving. I was like, what is open? Dunkin' Donuts is open. So my ex-boyfriend and I got in the car, and I was like, I want some hash browns. Let's go to Dunk's.
Hell yeah.
And we get in the car, and we had walked over there, got in the car, and when he turned the headlights on, there was a massive deer standing in front of his car that we did not even see until we were in the car.
Deer are so scary, and we have had some situations in our house like where I'm convinced that there's something going on with the fae in our house. There are all these really weird fairy circles in my yard, perfect circles of these weird flowers, tulips, little beautiful perfect little strawberries, weird shit, right? And over the summer I was out doing I don't even know what with both the boys, and my husband came downstairs, and there was literally a fucking deer just standing in our like we have like, it's a weird house. We have like an outside dining room and regular kitchen and the formal dining room. It's like in the outside, but it's a patio that's like completely closed off. A deer was just literally fucking standing there.
That's weird.
Yeah. And it was because I left the door open. But why are you in my house, bro? Like, why did you walk all the way through? Because like when you come, you'll see there's so many doors, because like it's an old house and all the doors are like heavy and locked. Like, you had to go through so many doors, and they were open, but you had to go through so many doors to get there. I'm like, what message are you fucks trying to send to me? And I don't like it.
You should have known that was not it. The first door should have been a giveaway.
Yeah, you idiot. Anyways, it freaks me out. We had one time where there was just like a crow in the car that just sat there
In the car?
Chilling. In the car. We got in the car. Like, we've had weird animal shit here. So I'm like, I don't doubt that Pukwudgies can follow you, go to your window, all that shit, because nature be crazy.
Pukwudgies are not also specific to Massachusetts either. There are other indigenous tribes that do have mention of similar creatures. Pukwudgie basically translates to little person. And in indigenous lore, basically across the entirety of North America, there is lore in just about every tribe about a little person being a mischievous, like trickster, like spirit.
I mean, like, what culture doesn't have these little people? Like,
exactly. And for example, the Algonquin tribe also has Pukwudgies specifically, and they call it the same name. And that's, I'm pretty sure, on the West Coast. So
those are the ones that got exiled and stayed over there.
Oh, maybe, yeah.
They were like, we're not going back.
Oh, it's the Great Lakes region.
Fuck that shit. Let me show one more Pukwudgie.
Yeah, let's see them.
This is the one I feel was the most accurate. So
that one looks like an alligator.
What? How does he look like an alligator?
His face is very alligator-y.
Well,
I think so.
My notes on him were, yes, can vibe with him. The crown, iconic. The tunic, again, iconic. Long arms, and what do you eat? What do they eat?
I don't know. Okay. I have not found anything about their dietary habits. I would have to assume that because there is like a weird supernatural aspect to them, that maybe they don't have to eat. But also being a creature in, and again, we're focusing specifically on the Massachusetts Pukwudgie from the Wampanoag tribe. I mean, I don't know. I'm like, leaves? You eat leaves? Okay.
But if they're like gnomes or something, maybe they eat like berries and nuts and stuff. Because I don't want to think about them eating meat. I don't want to think about them like killing a freaking deer or animal, or raccoon, whatever, and like eating.
They probably could.
So upsetting. So I'm gonna assume they're vegan. At least vegetarian. I don't think they are either. They're too aggressive. They're so fucking aggressive. So are their arms always long? Because I noticed a lot of pictures depict them with long arms.
I think it depends a little bit on each person's perception of what they've seen. Just because that's how existence works. But mostly, yeah. Like, mostly they have long arms, really short legs, and their body is mostly torso.
So cute. I can't even be mad at them.
Kind of like a gnome. Kind of like a little
gnome. Yes, they're so gnome-like, and I feel like I have such a soft spot for anything gnome-like because, like, I'm way older than you. I'm like 10 years older than you, so maybe you don't remember David the Gnome, but that was like my cartoon that I grew up on. So like, he was so nice. He helped animals. He had a little friend named Swift, and he was a fox. He was just a sweet baby.
Precious.
So like, you would dig it, but like, it's a really weird, creepy kind of like, I don't even think it was my time. Like, it was some old shit. But anyways, any little creatures like this, I just really have a soft spot for them. And I kind of feel like we should talk more about the big, I can't fucking remember anybody's name, the giant
Mosh
guy.
Up. Mosh Up.
Mosh Up. Okay.
Yes.
We should talk about that because, like, what were his intentions? Like, why was he being kind of like a dick? Like, why did he come in and steal their thunder?
To my knowledge, and like, I obviously am not an expert in Wampanoag lore, but to my knowledge, he just kind of was there to help, and the humans were like, "Oh, you're capable of helping us more than the Pukwudgies can."
For sure.
And then maybe I think the Pukwudgies honestly had a little bit of a jealous streak. You know,
who doesn't?
It's like, yeah. So I don't think Mosh Up was like actively trying to be a dick.
Okay, so he didn't come in and like gentrify Pukwudgie Town.
No.
With his giant
he came in and was just existing.
Okay, and the Pukwudgies were just mad jealous about it. Okay.
Yeah, that's at least to my understanding. Like, that's what I know of the situation. So one more eyewitness sighting I have for you. This one's crazy. So this one's from a man named Tom, and he had 2 sightings with them.
Bless you, Tom.
So Tom was out hiking in Freetown Fall River State Forest, and while he was hiking, he saw a glowing light in the form of a ball kind of bouncing down the trail, and when he followed it, into the woods like further. At the end, when it finally turned from a ball into something else, he was met with a pukwudgie. And to that, he freaked out, turned around, and went home, which is fair, I think. So then later on, so the way the parking lot is, there's a lot of like, this state forest is right next to downtown East Freetown. So this part, like, I was a little, like, why would he do that when I first read it? But I kind of understand. So this man basically went and sat in the parking lot for a little bit. He was like checking his email, whatever. I don't know. And he noticed that there was a pukwudgie kind of creeping out of the bushes about 20 feet away from him. And when he noticed it, he was like kind of freaking out a little bit. He saw it first by its glowing red eyes, which is not a really common pukwudgie description, like their eyes glowing.
Yeah, I have not heard the glowing red eyes and red eyes till just now. What the fuck?
But to be totally fair, he was there like around dusk. So I'm like, it might have just seemed like they were glowing because of the lack of natural light. Yeah. So basically, he saw these glowing red eyes, and the rest of his description of the creature was exactly the same, basically, as Jones and the description that followed his first sighting, which was almost identical to Jones, which is why I did not write it down, because I was like, it's the same. It doesn't.
Yeah, it's the same creature. Yeah.
So then basically he notices this creature, and it's kind of just watching him, and he tried to mind his own business, tried to just go about checking his email or whatever the hell he was doing in this parking lot. And all of a sudden, also his car was off. I forgot to mention that. His car was off. He was just hanging out. All of a sudden his car radio went on and his engine turned on. And he was sitting there trying to figure out what was going on. His key was still turned backwards in the ignition, as if it in the off setting, but his engine was going and his radio was on. So after about 15 minutes or so, he tried to actually start his car, and it wouldn't start. It took him a few tries to actually be able to start it. To then he just kind of took off and went home. And to my knowledge, I mean, I don't know. Maybe I'm not up to date, but I don't think Tom has seen a pukwudgie since then.
So this is so similar. I mean, we both kind of have a black-eyed kids obsession. This is so similar to the first black-eyed kid sighting, the sitting in the parking lot and like something creeping up on you.
There's a lot of synchronicities and some of the way that these cryptids react to people.
Much.
Yeah.
Yes. Like, and that's kind of where we go back to this idea of like, where is all this high strangeness coming from?
I have like I think it's like something to do with ley lines.
Oh, we need to talk about ley lines. This is one of my favorite things in the whole world.
We can talk about ley lines. Wait, let's do a sponsor break real quick.
Okay. I don't have anything. I'm going to tell you because Cryptid Comforts. Cryptid_comforts on Instagram. Lisa, amazing. Last week we showed our Fred's No Night Crawler, and I had my grafted monster, but today the baby saw the grafted monster and just went nuts. So it is his, but I had him on the table and we were like walking around. So now grafted monster lives with baby Yoda in this ball pit thing, but her stuff is so goddamn cute. Like nothing should be that cute. It's not even okay. And she actually, I didn't get to talk about something amazing that Lisa did, which was she made the first ever Snallygaster plush to ever exist in the whole world. And she sent me the prototype, the first one ever made, which I have proudly here with, I do have something to show. So this is the first Snallygaster plush ever made with this so beautiful, cute, lovely note. And he's just, I love him so much.
So cute.
All of her stuff is great. Everything is a little bit different because it's all like handmade, and it makes it so special and unique. So definitely check out Cryptid Comfort. She also does like keychain stickers, all kinds of cool stuff. But the plushies are where it's at. They're worth every single penny. Like everyone. She
also agreed to make us a Bat Boy plushie, which is important.
I'm so excited for Bat Boy. I'm gonna lose my mind. Like I can't. I love Bat Boy so much.
We're going to have him with us at all our events, and you can take pictures with him and us too if you want, but mostly him.
And mostly him. People just come for the Bat Boy. And if he just like rolls up, like I don't even know. So I'm gonna go back through my.
You think Bat Boy himself would come
to CryptidCon? No. To the after parties? Yeah, he'll show up.
Yeah, you're probably right. All right.
If we have enough bat booths. Okay, one more time. Tim Allen, Pukwudgie.
Oh my God, you're bringing this guy back?
The worst.
I really, the part where you wrote butt with the arrow is so funny to me.
You know what? That actually reminds me, I have a few questions about their anatomy. Because we already asked about the arms. Are there male and female Pukwudgies, or are they all male?
Again, I don't know. I'm not sure. Okay. I don't know if anybody has ever been able to like get close enough or get enough like recorded footage of them to be able to like fully analyze that. But I would assume. Okay,
so we don't know.
I would assume much gender, like but I would assume much like other mammals, because I would assume them to be at least like kind of mammal, mammalian. Is that how you say that word?
Mammalian.
Mammalian.
Yeah. That's
mammalian. I would assume that they probably like have genders somewhere enough to be able to reproduce, but as far as the reproduction of Pukwudgies, I don't know. They probably fuck. I don't know if that's how they spawn anew, but I don't know.
I like to think they come out of eggs, but I did find some.
Ooh, hold on. I like that.
Hold on.
I feel like I've had this conversation specifically with somebody else before, and it's giving me like a very big deja vu moment, but I also don't think I've ever talked to anyone about the sex life of Pukwudgies before, so
okay.
Very weird.
You know what? We'll save this for the Patreon, but I did find some Pukwudgie erotica.
No! God, I don't want that. Sarah, no.
I mean, hold on, let me just
I don't like this.
So this is about a female Pukwudgie, and I'm going to not say the dirty words, but she let go of my and pulled her tunic off, revealing a female form that looked as if you had squished a 5-foot woman down to 3, definitely curvy and small, attractive breasts jutted out.
Definitely curvy.
Okay. Pukwudgie, can I ride?
Are you kidding me?
She clambered onto my lap, angling her hip so that was pointing at her small Pukwudgie. I'd have to search that up later on the web. I nodded. And then she started to work on getting the head of into her. I was going to suggest that she stop, but she held her breath and pushed down hard. Okay, I'm going to do the Pukwudgie part.
Enough.
Hold on. No. This is important.
No, Sarah.
It's YETHHH. She moaned. And that's all the sneak peek you get. If you want more Pukwudgie stories, you got to subscribe to our Patreon. That's all,
Sarah. That's going to be
all disgusting. Sarah. Nobody should have made this.
Is that your Pukwudgie noise? Can you just make that again? I feel like that makes sense.
It makes sense. Anyways, I've got to run real quick, and then I think we're going to go live if the baby allows it. But basically, follow us on social media, on Instagram. Yeah. We are at Manic Pixie Dream Ghouls. I am at American Snallygaster Museum, and Kenzie.
And I'm at Cryptid Baddie or at the Crypto Chats Podcast.
Okay, and subscribe to our Patreon, please, if you want me.
Yes, we'll see you next week.
Actually, you should pay me not to read the Pukwudgie erotica. That's probably how it should work, because nobody needs to hear that.
I'm going to pay you to not read the Pukwudgie erotica.
Bye. Bye.